Embrace your inner monster, the path to personal liberation. Ladies and gentlemen, today we embark on a journey of self-discovery, a journey that may seem daunting at first but is indispensable for our growth and enlightenment. We're here to confront a truth that many shy away from, the truth about our capacity for malevolence. Yes, you heard me right. We all possess within us the potential for darkness, for harm, for malevolence. But fear not, for this is not a call to surrender to our darker impulses. It is a call to acknowledge, understand, and ultimately transcend them. Contemplating malevolence and persona as a mask. Let's start by tearing off the mask we wear, the persona. It's that facade we put on to convince ourselves and others that we're not inherently monstrous. But deep down, we know better. We know there's a shadow lurking within us, harboring resentment, bitterness, and dark fantasies. It's time to confront that shadow, to acknowledge its existence, and to integrate it into our character. We often shy away from contemplating our capacity for malevolence because it forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. Yet, it is precisely through this confrontation that we can achieve personal growth and enlightenment. Understanding our own potential for evil is essential for truly understanding ourselves and our actions. By acknowledging the darkness within us, we can begin to recognize the ways in which it influences our behavior and choices. Furthermore, recognizing the persona as a mask allows us to understand the defense mechanisms we employ to avoid confronting our darker nature. It's a shield we use to protect ourselves from the discomfort of acknowledging our capacity for malevolence. But by peeling back this mask, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Development of assertiveness. Being agreeable is a virtue, but being too agreeable can be a curse. It leaves us vulnerable to being taken advantage of, to feeling resentful. That's why we must develop assertiveness. We must learn to stand up for ourselves, to assert our needs and desires, and to negotiate effectively. It's not about being confrontational, it's about setting boundaries and respecting ourselves. Assertiveness is a skill that many of us struggle to cultivate, especially those who are naturally compassionate and avoid conflict. However, it is crucial for our personal well-being and growth. Without assertiveness, we risk being walked over and allowing others to dictate our lives. By learning to assert ourselves, we empower ourselves to take control of our own destinies and to pursue our goals with confidence. Additionally, assertiveness is essential for creating healthy relationships and environments. It allows us to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and establish boundaries that foster mutual respect and understanding. In the workplace, assertive individuals are more likely to advocate for themselves and others, leading to a more equitable and supportive environment for all. Facing the abyss, confronting our inner darkness is like staring into an abyss, risking it gazing back. But it's a risk worth taking, for it leads to transformation. Just like Harry Potter facing Voldemort, our ability to withstand the darkness within us is our greatest strength. It's what sets us free from its grip. The metaphor of staring into the abyss captures the daunting nature of confronting our inner demons. It requires courage and self-awareness to delve into the depths of our psyche and confront the darkness that resides within. Yet, it is only by facing this darkness head-on that we can begin to overcome it. Like Harry Potter confronting Voldemort, we must summon the courage to confront our own inner Voldemort, the malevolent forces within us that seek to control and consume us. Only by acknowledging and confronting these forces can we hope to overcome them and emerge stronger and more resilient. Workplace dynamics and toxicity. Look around you, and you'll see workplaces plagued by toxicity. Why? Because people don't speak up. They don't stand up for what they want or against tyranny directed towards them and others. But imagine if we all had the courage to speak our minds, to be radically honest about our feelings and concerns. Imagine the transformative power of such honesty. Toxic workplace dynamics often arise from a lack of assertiveness and communication. When individuals fail to speak up for themselves or others, resentment festers and conflicts escalate. This leads to a toxic environment where fear and distrust reign supreme. However, by fostering a culture of radical honesty and assertiveness, we can transform our workplaces into environments of collaboration and mutual respect. When individuals feel empowered to speak their minds and advocate for themselves and others, conflicts can be resolved more effectively, and toxic behavior can be addressed before it spirals out of control. Radical honesty for personal growth. Which brings me to my next point, radical honesty. It's not easy to be honest with ourselves, to acknowledge our resentments, our conflicts, our darkest thoughts. But it's necessary for personal growth. It's the only way to address those internal demons and to move forward with clarity and purpose. Radical honesty requires us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our relationships. It requires us to acknowledge our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our insecurities. Yet, it is only by confronting these truths that we can begin to overcome them and cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and authenticity. By embracing radical honesty, we empower ourselves to live authentically and to pursue our goals and aspirations with integrity and purpose. We free ourselves from the burden of secrecy and deception, allowing us to cultivate deeper and more meaningful connections with others. Integration and dialogue. As we embark on this journey of self-discovery, let's remember that it's not about banishing our inner monster. It's about integrating it. It's about engaging in a dialogue with the forceful and dangerous parts of ourselves, understanding their origins, and channeling their energy towards positive ends. Integration involves accepting all aspects of ourselves, both light and dark, and finding a balance between them. It requires us to acknowledge our capacity for malevolence without succumbing to it, to embrace our inner monster without letting it consume us. Through integration, we can harness the energy of our inner monster and channel it towards creative and constructive pursuits. Dialogue with our inner monster allows us to understand its motivations and desires, enabling us to find healthier ways of expressing and fulfilling them. Rather than repressing or denying our darker impulses, we can acknowledge them and find constructive outlets for their expression. Conclusion. In conclusion, embracing our inner monster is not an act of surrender, it's an act of liberation. It's about reclaiming our power, our authenticity, our humanity. So let us not fear the darkness within us. Let us embrace it, for it is the key to unlocking our true potential. Thank you. Embrace discomfort as the catalyst for growth. It's in the challenges that you find your true potential. Please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with friends to support our content.